It's always good to hear the insight of a pro player such as Internet Hulk. I love it.
And I feel right at home, right? We got an NV player on the desk. I'm going into a FaZe match.
I know,
like,
right? You
like right at home.
Call of Duty player, you.
Right at home.
I am too, so never mind. All right, folks, here we go. As mentioned before, it's going to be time for some King of the Hill. And this is something that, or Control, as it is known here, players tend to call things, you know, like Koth or whatever. So for those of you at home maybe a little confused joining us for the first time here, but here's the thing that Internet Hulk had mentioned at the break. You want to look out for those flankers. Bromas attempted to do that out the start. It just did not work out in their favor here. But here comes Linkser, a player that, you know, again, it was noted, he is a guy to watch on this team. If he's on point, this squad can go far.
Yeah, it's going to be, though, FaZe getting control of the point first. I'm really looking at Shadowburn, Too Easy. Obviously, we highlighted both of those DPS players at the beginning of this match. Too Easy, he's going to have his pulse bomb already. You know, Factor Fiction, he's getting close to that. No, Primal Rage of Winston. Shadowburn's got the Dragon Blade already, and that is just nasty. Connecting right there. Shadowburn picking up two, diving in for more, and he's going to have his teammates there to support him. He is so good on Genji.
Shadowburn, baby!
Filthy.
Bring it home.
Shadowburn.
FaZe up. Oh my God, I can't. This is insane. I just want to say, like, just to be able to pick off those two supports right off the break there, that is just, again, Shadowburn, a star player on this squad. While I am a fan of Too Easy, I even mentioned it throughout the North American broadcast, Shadowburn is definitely the guy on FaZe that has really captured a lot of people's attention. But here comes Shadowburn with the Dragon Blades, going to cut down Linkser. Not today, he says, going to find Numlock. That's going to be a stop for him as well. And just look here, the way he's focusing down on these supports, moving in, dash, slash, everything you could possibly imagine. He is shredding them right now, and this has been the FaZe show from the beginning. They're keeping him at bay right at that gate.
Well, you know, Factor Fiction uses his Primal Rage of Winston, causes so much chaos. Shadowburn brings out the Dragon Blade, able to finish off a few players. Fantastic hold from FaZe, but Dignitas has all of their ultimate abilities available, so they're going to have to combo some of these. Look out, FaZe is close to winning here, and the Graviton Surge is going to come in. Now Forsaken's going to come in with that Transcendence of Zenyatta. We haven't seen a ton of Zenyatta this weekend, but the Transcendence is such a powerful ability to keep teammates alive. And Shadowburn still going to work on this Genji with the Dragon Blade. He's going to be able to get one. He's going to be able to get taken out by Numlock of Winston inside the point. And Dignitas, 3 players inside trying to take it back.
They're already at 99% here, folks. FaZe has started this one strong. Now it's going to be up to whether or not Dignitas can break this, but Fact Fiction just holding it down, and you have to be so proud of this. Now here comes Raucus to be there for the support. Shadowburn once again is going to be all over them. Bromas trying to see if he can hold this one down, bring his team right back into this one, but it certainly has looked very good here for FaZe, and you have to give all the credit in the world to Factor Fiction to be able to hold that point down and just stop them right in their tracks. This is looking really good. Shadowburn, can someone stop this man, please? And that is going to be a stop for FaZe, a full hold, 100%. I can't even right now.
It's like if you had any nerves, like if your FaZe going to the first one, like you see a teammate do that, you're like, nah, we're good.
I can't even.
We're good. It's only a first point, though. I mean, Dignitas still, obviously, a huge opportunity to make a comeback in these next 2 points, but
I can't even right now.
That is just filthy.
That was just
filthy,
disgusting.
filthy stuff.
I mean, like, really, like, I talked about, you know, my pits being sweaty at the start of the show.
Yeah, you did.
I am definitely sweating right now. Oh, makeup lady, please come up here. This isn't good. Oh, my goodness gracious. What a start here. I mean, you just couldn't have asked for something better here from FaZe.
Yeah, I mean, and now Lynx, he's going to go over to Mei for this point. So Mei just going to try and, you know, slow down the 2 flankers on FaZe. Obviously, Tracer and Genji very good at just putting a lot of pressure on the enemy, getting behind them, you know, just popping a little bit of damage. Then you have Winston in the front, so difficult to deal with. They're going to try and counter that with a little bit of a Mei.
Numlock looking for anyone to try and push in, just basically be the bouncer at the door, not letting them get through here. And Raucus and crew just doing their absolute best to force their way through. Numlock, though, is going to get shut down, and that is going to be a full takeover here as the point unlocks. FaZe should be able to get this one with relative ease, and they pretty much pick up where they left off.
I love how you compared him to like a bouncer like guarding the door while FaZe was on the VIP. They went straight past the line.
Yeah.
Took the point there first, and you're going to have the pulse bomb on Too Easy. He's going to be able to just play a little bit closer, but this is what they did on that first point. It's just Shadowburn and Too Easy just playing right at this choke point, right outside of the Dignitas spawn, and they're just putting so much pressure they're not able to get by.
You know, coming into this tournament, the team that I was so excited about to watch was FaZe, because they're an exciting team to watch. One part We United, one part Ono, and just coming together the way that they have has just been so impressive. And of course, you could talk about Shadowburn all day, because pretty much he has just been a superstar. Genji doing work here, and I mean, really, his shurikens are just so on point there. The way that you're hitting Tracer, who is not a big character, right? He's a very small character on the map, and look at that, just deflects the shot. Oh, never mind, that was going to be too easy. But regardless, though, just his awareness with this character, with this hero, is phenomenal.
And Genji is such like a high skill cap, offensive hero, like damage hero, that like playing him at this type of level is so hard. Like, just he's so agile, and obviously, can do some incredible things, but able to be taken out easy. You see the work that he's able to do. That dash is going to reset as soon as those players that he connects with drop. Now he's going to have that Dragon Blade again. It's going to be Winston tagging him up. He's going to do a nice job just putting down some shots. Too easy as well, dropping some nice damage. Factor Fiction in the kill feed for FaZe, and this should be a hold for them again.
And look at the way he just charges right after that support too. I mean, of course, Too Easy and Shadowburn working together. I know we're giving a lot of love on camera to Shadowburn here, because he is just making moves. But Too Easy, and you see him on that flank constantly, right? He gets, he gets the buff there with the Harmony Orb, and he's able to just stay alive for a little bit longer. Just the little things, right? The way that these flankers are just working together. You're gonna have this presence from Shadowburn, and then Too Easy moving up here, trying to support as best he possibly can. Once again, Dragon Blade down. That's gonna be 2. Fact Fiction taken out as well, and that is just a clean. They haven't gotten a single percent. I mean, this is just absurd.
No, I mean, you heard Internet Hulk and Huck talk about it, before we got into this King of the Hill game, Control Point, that it's all about mechanics and communication, focusing down targets. And with the comp that FaZe is running right now, it's so difficult, because you're so worried about Shadowburn on the Genji, right? You're worried about taking him out first, but then you have, Too Easy on Tracer coming from behind, putting down some good damage. You have the Winston in the front causing chaos, and Yada's tagging targets with Discord Orb. It's just a very tough thing for Dignitas to deal with. They find themselves down 2-0 in this Control Point. One more for FaZe, and they'll take map number 1.
I'll tell you what, man. Shadowburn ate his Wheaties today. Put that boy in a Wheaties box. That's it right there, man. He is just an all-star, just really shredding here. But now it's going to be Dignitas. They have to answer back. They need to get something going. Momentum is so huge in this game. If you do not have it, you are just shut down from the very beginning. Bromas is going to look to go huge here with his McCree, but he gets shut down by Too Easy, who is just splendid on that harass, just pretty much just focusing him down. And you notice, right, that as soon as someone just starts taking damage, FaZe is all over them, and they have nothing to do. They have no way to get out of there, especially for those, like less nimble characters such as Zarya, who can't really evade as well. Right? Really just has to rely on the bubble to protect. You just focus down, and FaZe gets a point yet again, and this is looking like deja vu for a second time here.
Yeah, and on the last point, Dignitas, they tried to go with May. Now they switch over. They're going to add a McCree. Obviously, McCree's flashbang, very effective at taking out the flankers, and it's going to be Shadowburn just diving in. Kills being exchanged by both teams, and you see, as soon as Winston starts causing that chaos, pulls out the Dragon Blade. He's able to get 1, grabs a 2nd, diving for a 3rd. Shadowburn going absolutely huge there with the Dragon Blade. Everybody on Dignitas is dead, and now coming off the respawn, it is not looking good for them, Golden Boy.
So one of the things that was brought up quite a bit in the back when we were talking about FaZe was Shadowburn's Genji, as you guys can clearly tell. And I think that is just like, it's just been absurd how good this has been put together here. But now Zoms is going to be in a bit of a position here, as Numlock's going to be focusing him down. Can he try and stay alive here? But there comes a Transcendence, and that's going to keep them alive despite the Primal Raged Winston for the time being. And Zoms, with that Graviton Surge, is going to focus down on those supports there. But a brilliant play there from Toxicant, who kept his supports alive, most notably that Lucio with that bubble, and just pretty much said, no, we need to get back into this game, and took control of the situation. That was really good despite what happened.
Yeah, so we have Dignitas showing some signs of life. Lynx is going to have his Dragon Blade, and then they're also going to have a Nano Boost, and you're going to see the Dragon Blade come out from Lynx. He's going to try and just take out FaZe before they can make anything happen. With Factor Fiction able to take him out, maybe a little bit too aggressive there from Lynx, and the Dragon Blade of Shadowburn is going to come out for FaZe. It's going to be Dignitas able to deal with that rather quickly.
Beautiful
nice shots there from Bromas, able to take out Tracer, and now it's going to be Deadeye coming out able to get one, and this is going to be a good hold for Dig.
The reason why that Deadeye was particularly special was because it is not going to allow Factor Fiction to stay alive, right? You have a Lucio who's keeping him sped up with that speed boost and then healing when necessary, especially as he comes out of Primal Rage form. But just being able to eliminate him right away, that was a very smart play there. You know, he used an ult. It's unfortunate, but you know what? He was able to get the job done. And now Toxican here, they're looking to do the same thing. They want to answer back. They want to get right back into this game here, folks. Do not count out Dignitas just yet, because they are fighting back and they're forcing FaZe into their spawn, and this is pretty much pushing them with a lot of authority.
Yeah, now off the spawn for FaZe, you're going to have Zombs with the Graviton Surge. Forsaken's going to have Transcendence. Too Easy also going to have the Pulse Bomb. So you could see that big combo with Zarya's Graviton Surge and Too Easy's Pulse Bomb come into play. But on the side of Dig, I mean, you have, your Lucio Sound Barrier, and here comes going to be Bromos with the Deadeye. Has the Nano Boost as well, just being so patient. His teammate's dropping, though. He's only able to get one. Needs to go big here, pick up some more kills to hold this point.
Yeah, those were some good shots, but Too Easy, though, man. It will be all over him yet again. Linkzer's going to be all alone, and when you face off against Factor Fiction with that with the lightning gun, and on top of that, everyone else just on you, there's nothing you could really do there. That Tesla cannon just doing work. But in any case, though, folks, this is going to be FaZe getting back into this game potentially, and look at what Too Easy is doing. He's waiting for that prime opportunity. As soon as they push up, he's just going to be on the back lines, harassing their healers, harassing the McCree as well, not really giving him a lot of room to work with. Too Easy on the engagement, finds one. If they're able to take out this McCree, that would actually work really good for them too, because Too Easy won't have to worry about that flash.
Well, I mean, he's just being such a nuisance behind enemy lines, right? I mean, he's just putting down damage. The rest of Dignitas needs to focus on him, but Dig is actually going to push straight towards the point, going to take out 4 members of FaZe. It's just going to be Forsaken, and it's going to be Rockets, the last 2 alive. They're both going to drop. Dignitas going to take the point back.
Big plays there for Dignitas, being able to push out there, not being too concerned with what Too Easy was doing to them. And Toxican could hold him off here with the Graviton Surge, but he's looking for the presence, and there he is. That will be the Winston, who falls right in. Graviton surges down, and there goes Bromos, able to pick up 2, and that will clear it out. But now you have Forsaken with the Transcendence. This is simply a stall tactic, trying to work with his other support member. That will be Raucous, but it will not happen. And I'm looking up at the screen here, and Bromos was just going off. You could tell that they have motivated themselves back into this game.
Yeah, so they're just trying to figure out some things that can work against the FaZe comp. And, the Bromos on McCree was very effective. I'd be surprised if they go away from that. Now, maybe FaZe has to adjust. That's the beauty of Overwatch, right? The meta, you can make adjustments mid-game. You can change heroes mid-game and figure out the best way to take out your opponents. Excited to see what they go with in this next point. So Dignitas still down. FaZe still just 1 point away from taking this map number 1. But now, obviously Dig, they get that first win out of the way, get some nerves out of their system. Maybe they play a little bit better here.
Yeah, I mean, this is not... You look at the other 2 points. I mean, we're coming right back to the original point here when we open up this game and how FaZe just absolutely dominated Dignitas. Maybe it was nerves. Maybe they shuck it out of themselves at this point. Of course, that has become a big point of conversation here as you play on a stage such as the one being provided by E-League. One has to wonder, like, what are the players thinking at this point in time? But I have to say, that dive from Factor Fiction being stopped right away by Drakus was actually a really good stop there, and allowed them some presence, some room to breathe, so that they can go ahead and handle business up ahead. And look at what Toxican's doing as well. I believe he's fully charged off screen, but finally Bromos will get cleaned up, and despite a good start, they just can't quite follow through.
So that was actually a huge play there by Raucous. So you actually saw Bromos had Shadowburn's flashbang there with McCree, and Raucous just booped him right out of the way. He's trying to line up that one-click headshot with the primary fire. Nice play there from Raucous, keeping his teammates alive, and that's going to be FaZe getting control of the point first. On the side of Dig, what do you have to work with? You have the Deadeye on Bromos, and then you have Drakus getting very close to that Nano boost. Haven't seen Nano have such a huge effect here, but let's see if Dignitas can make something happen with it.
Yeah, actually, that is pretty unconventional, but now it's going to be Shadowburn's time to shine here as he's looking to just do some work with this, and he is shredding everyone. But a nano-boosted Zarya will not be able to stand toe-to-toe with Shadowburn's Genji. They hold yet again.
Yeah, and that was a pretty easy hold there from FaZe, and it is Dignitas using that nano boost. They're going to have, though, a few ultimates to work with in this next fight. You're going to have the Deadeye, Sound Barrier. You're going to have Primal Rage. So you do have a lot of utility to work with. We'll see how FaZe counters. Once Dignitas use some of those ultimates, then that's when you can see Zombs use that Graviton Surge.
And Zombs is waiting for that opportunity, as you mentioned here, Matt. He knew that that flank was coming. They all did. And they're going to be able to stop, actually, Numlock right in his tracks. But Too Easy threw that Pulse Bomb, but he was able to stay alive with some great healing. So Numlock able to stay in this fight. Too Easy, though, trying to deal with Drakius in the back. And he just waits for his opportunity. Him and Shadowborn working together. It's a deadly combination. But now here comes Numlock. Too Easy just needs to be careful. But that is what that lightning gun does there. It just shreds you, and it just eliminates those flankers. That's why characters like Tracer and Genji just need to be very wary there. Not much they could have done, but it still was a good stop for Dignitas to get on the board.
It's like you see the strengths of Tracer and Genji. They're able to just get to that backline, take out supports easily, and then their weakness, right? I mean, Winston comes in, he's able to tag out both targets, has so much health that they can't put the damage to take him out.
Yeah, and Toxican actually looking to do something very similar, and it's going to group up two members of FaZe into one spot, and they want to rely on Linkser to be able to get these kills, but Numlock, though, moves in Fact of Fiction, finds Shadowburn, takes him out, and now it's going to be up to supports here, and he should be able to survive if he didn't pop it, so they just stay up for the time being, and they are going to reclaim it. They throw down the Sound Barrier, and that is going to give them that point again. That Sound Barrier, I have to say, one could question it, but I think that was actually a pretty good play, realizing that staying alive was one of the most important
it's a
things
huge
there.
play. I mean, both supports from FaZe went absolutely huge there. Forsaken takes out 2 inside of the point, and now we heard about all the things he can do with that secondary fire of Zenyatta. You just charge up 4 or 5 orbs, you just throw them at a corner, pre-fire, peek it at the right time, and Too Easy just trying to create a flank opportunity where he can use this Pulse Bomb.
And this is it. Could the battle lines be drawn here? Too Easy's gonna move in and get a triple kill! What a play from Too Easy, just drops that Pulse Bomb, says here, hold this now, and does the business. Finds one more as well, and that is going to be a clear. FaZe will get the point, and that was absolutely lovely. What a play there.
Yeah, and you just saw the patience from Too Easy, right? I mean, he was waiting for that Graviton Surge to come in, just poking behind enemy lines, trying to make the enemies just group up onto the point, so make it easier once that Graviton comes in for him to get that Pulse Bomb down. He drops it, blows up 3 opponents, takes out another one, and FaZe takes map number 1, Golden Boy. Nah. Seems like deja vu of all last year when I casted FaZe, just consistently winning maps. Now, obviously, one of the biggest organizations in esports, huge fan bases over multiple games. Good to see FaZe get in Overwatch, have a fantastic team on the side of Dignitas. So now they did start to figure things out halfway through that game, right? They switched over to McCree. That worked. They couldn't get anything going there on that last control point. But now going into the last 2 maps we have left, they're both going to be payloads. But see the play of the game here from Too Easy.
Too Easy, man. I had the pleasure of casting this guy back in Battlefield. He is just such a talented player, finds the triple and follows it up. Of course, everyone focusing down on that discorded Winston, but just FaZe Too Easy doing the business.
We haven't seen a ton of Zenyatta during this, whole event, right? I mean, we've seen a ton of Ana Lucio combinations. We've seen Mercy come in when Pharah has played. It's good to see Zen in. I mean, that Discord orb can just do devastating things. If he sits in that back line and he's not getting just chased down and harassed, you throw those Discord orbs down on opponents, you're able to target them specifically, and that's when Shadowburn can really do a lot of damage. Just dives on those discorded targets can really start to disrupt your pushes.
Yeah, and you want to talk about disruption, you got to talk about Shadowburn. This guy, he thrives on aggression, the way that he pushes up and just basically gives you no time to think. Not only is Genji a quick character, but Shadowburn, his mind must be moving a mile a minute with just what he's thinking about doing and the way that he focuses down on targets, dives the back line, able to get those supports, and just really, how do you deal with that, right? Like a player who just understands his heroes so well and is able to execute in these highly aggressive comps here. I love it. It is just such a joy to watch.
And it's just so difficult to do against the high competition. Look, not gonna lie.
There you go. I ask and Turner shall give. Thank you so much.
I need some of that when I go home. I tell you what, my Genji was like, I want to say, my Genji was good. I'm not a pro player. I ain't stretch the imagination. won't lie to you, but my Genji, very good, like up until I got like to like the high 60s, whatnot, and then as soon as I got into like the mid 70s, I was just an absolute trash can with Genji. Just so difficult to play at a high level. I can't even imagine, you know, doing the things that he's able to do with Genji.
Yeah, we can dive into what makes Shadowburn so good, what makes Genji so good. But really, I think the proof was in the pudding, right? Like, it was right there.
I agree with Amelia.
Yeah, you know, Amelia, you get it. Shadowburn's Genji is a nightmare. Holy moly. Holy moly. And I should just say that when I guess, holy moly.
And it's difficult. I mean, you know, what do you do against like a fantastic Genji, right? I mean, you got to go like McCree, you obviously use that flashbang, maybe slow them down with a Mei, but then you're changing up your whole comp like based off of like the dominance of one player on the other side.
Yeah, just the aggression on King of the Hill. And we heard the analysts talk about it. We heard Internet Hope talk about it. Just really was something that tipped in their favor. They were able to come out on top, folks. If you're just joining us here, FaZe had an incredible start to this series. Dignitas was able to fight back, so let's not go ahead and, you know, discount them just yet. They are still very much in this best-of-3 matchup, but FaZe will be up 1-0 in the series here at the start of the Overwatch Open. We had a great series just a little while ago against with NIP versus Reunited, and I was so excited coming into this one for Europe because I was watching, you know, the Lenovo Cup. I was watching a couple of the weeklies as well, and you know, like it's just really fun to watch these teams go at it and really see the difference in approaches from the Americas to the European players.
Yeah, it's interesting in an esport, right? I mean, just watching the different styles of play with different regions. And I think something you're going to see when we, you know, obviously deep dive into the European region as we move out throughout the day, is compared to the NA1, is that they're just a lot more aggressive. I mean, it's just a lot like, I mean, you kind of look at how Envy plays in NA, and they're just like a lot more aggressive. Like, they just force the action over and over and over. And it seems like that's how the EU teams play as well.
Oh, boy. Well, folks, we're going to get ready for this one. It's actually going to be Kings Row. We're going to dive in for Game 2 here. And this is Group A of the Overwatch Open. Still have Group B coming up. We have plenty of matches to come here, folks. So make sure that you're not switching that stream because you are going to miss some incredible Overwatch action. There you see all 12 players lined up. And again, I'm pumped for this one. I don't even know what to expect just because of how just freaking in your face FaZe was in that game. I knew King of the Hill was going to be a slobber knocker from the very beginning. I just didn't think it was going to be like that.
Well, you know, Kings Row, obviously, you know, some of the chokes a little bit more narrow. It could be something where, you know, Dignitas could try and slow the game down. You know, maybe you get like a Junkrat spam, or maybe you get like Mei's Ice Walls in there. You know, really just disrupt the push of FaZe. And we'll see, it'll be Dignitas on defense. So they're going to have that Mei out. They're going to have Reaper and McCree as well. So they're going to really try and stack up on the defensive side of things, you know, with some high damage characters. They need it to deal with the side of FaZe. And, you know, obviously, the offensive team may not have locked in all their heroes yet. I do want to see, it would be fitting to see somebody on FaZe run Widow, but they're not going to do it. Rocket's going to switch over.
Well, yeah, I think he switched over so that he can get that high ground up top, right? You used to be able to just like fly up there with Widowmaker and then switch out, you know, at the very last minute, but it doesn't seem like that was what they were going to do. Maybe they fixed that. I haven't even tried in a long time, but regardless, though, look at this here. Look at what Too Easy did. Get popped up, and that is why
that's pretty awesome.
This game, right, just provides so many unique synergies between the different heroes there. Too Easy was looking for a hook, and he wanted to just find an exposed player and bring him up and just disrupt him from the fight. And that right there is just a perfect example of why Overwatch is so awesome, because you can really mix and match with these heroes and do some cool stuff.
Well, it's really why you want to run a Roadhog at the beginning. You want to be able to get those early picks. It's going to be Bromaso able to take out Shadowburn. Shadowburn running Hanzo, another hero that you're going to see occasionally on the offensive side of things trying to get those early picks. And looks like FaZe backing themselves into a corner here. They got to be careful because here comes the push from Dignitas, and you see Dignitas getting extremely aggressive in this small corridor where FaZe is just trapped.
This is insane, especially when Numlock is just running through there and having his way. This is absolute brutality there. Numlock, though, looking to go toe-to-toe with Fact Fiction. Fact Fiction can't stay alive, and Numlock will get that clear. And that was like probably the worst situation you can ever hope for. Just a nano-boosted Reinhardt charging up a narrow staircase. There's nowhere to go.
Like Fact Fiction there at the end just has like Reinhardt's shield up as he's just getting beat down with the hammer.
It's like, what are you supposed to do, man?
No, yeah, not really much. But here comes FaZe again on the offensive. The May Blizzard going to come in from
and
Lynx.
Look at the wall! Look at the wall right there! Did not allow them to push out, and what an exquisite clear here from Dignitas. He throws down the Blizzard. You say, oh, you think you're gonna get away from the Blizzard? No, 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 no. I have another thing that won't allow you to move. And tosses up that wall. I love that. That was so cool.
Well, now though, for FaZe, you do have the Graviton. Too easy. He's going to make the switch over to Reaper. You have Shadowburn. He's going to be able to get one pick with Hanzo. That's huge. He also has his ultimate as well. So look to see that Graviton combined with Hanzo's ultimate. Really a good zoning mechanic.
I love it. I love seeing plays like that, man. When you know how to play your hero, that is just the coolest thing. And FaZe is getting stopped here. So Dignitas is doing an exquisite job of being able to keep themselves in this one, but Zoms, though, not a lot of charge on that. He's going to look to probably give his teammate that shield so he can build up, but it won't matter. Despite FaZe having a tough couple minutes, they're able to come right back into this one. They get the cap, and now Dignitas has to get ready for the next phase.
It's a big win for FaZe because, as I was saying, before that fight happened, Zoms had the Graviton and Shadowburn had his ultimate as well. They don't have to use either of those to win that fight and start moving the payload. Raucus, he's going to have the nano boost. Forsaken with a sound barrier.
And he's got visual on him.
Oh yeah, he knows exactly where the arm. He's going to spot him up top. Going to have to try and back out. Dodges the wall, and he's going to get a little bit of a speed boost there to help him. So nice disengage there from FaZe, but they're going to lose Factor Fiction before the actual fight goes down. They're going to try the Hanzo ultimate. Does not work out. Only able to get one with it, but FaZe now going to nano boost the Reaper. This is what we've been seeing all weekend long. And now Shadowburn needs to go help his May player. Nice play there, helping out his supports. Shadowburn doing an excellent job on Hanzo.
Yeah, again, right, you talk about a beautiful shot, but you talk about what Hanzo brings to the table here. Synergizes very well with the Graviton Surge, but also does a good job synergizing with Reaper, as you saw just a little while ago, right? When you're able to throw down, that visual, right? When you're able to see where your opponents are, that's something that is very unique to Hanzo that he brings to the table, especially when you're looking to dive in with, if Too Easy did have Death Blossom, that would have been great. But needless to say, though, this is looking like to be a very interesting battle because Too Easy's going to dive right in there, and is he able to follow through with a couple kills? They will have a sound barrier down, and he's got to take out this May player. That will be Lynxers, who just manages to stay alive, and Too Easy's just waiting because he knows that pretty much was dead to rights in that situation, and that is going to be a push through. They're going to make their way forward to the second checkpoint, add more time to the board here. Here we go, final run. Let's see what Dignitas is made of.
And Shadowburn has done an unbelievable job just getting picks with this Hanzo. He's able to take out the opposing team's Ana right off the rip. And
he's committed.
Yeah, I mean, we have seen some Hanzo during the event, but usually you don't see it go all the way to the end. Usually it's a first point trying to get an early pick, but he has been extremely effective with it this entire first half of King's Row.
I was just, again, right, just trying to get the visual and get an idea, because they're not going to expect that coming through, and that is going to be a good pick on Numlock, but now Toxicant and the crew will run in. Bromas able to get a triple, and that would have had to have been with the Deadeye. Yes, it was, so good work there from Bromas to get that clear. Now Lynxers there looking to just freeze out, and Zoms just couldn't do anything again. Zarya just doesn't have fantastic mobility, and when you're being frozen, you're pretty much stuck between a rock and a hard place, and that is going to be a clear for Dig.
Yeah, and Dignitas going to push up a little bit over towards this choke. They're going to try and put some damage down, force FaZe back a little bit. Heal up before they come and try and force this next engagement. FaZe does have the nano boost to work with on the side of Dig. They have no ultimate abilities right now. They're going to get close to the sound barrier, but there's going to be the nano boost onto Winston for FaZe. Going to go in, try and kite a ton of players, do a lot of damage.
Yeah, but you know what? The nano boost was able to force them back, right? And that gives them that opportunity. That's what, Winston is so good at doing diving in, but Shadowburn doing his best to try and stay alive. I don't think that's really going to happen so much. And Bromas with 2 HP, still being effective and picking up kills. That's what you like to see, and this is another clear for Dignitas. That was a nano boost that was used, and I like where their heads were at, but Dignitas read that one like a book, and they stopped it in its tracks, and now they have a lot of ults to work with.
Yeah, and Shadowburn, he's gone off of the Hanzo now. He's going to go run in May. So Dignitas, they do have a decent amount of ultimates. They have 3. They have the Deadeye again. They have Sound Barrier. They should be able to win this next fight.
Well, let's see how this works out for them. Of course, plenty of time left on the clock here, 1 minute and 50 seconds. Shadowburn, though, little May versus May action. The 2 stars for their team, Shadowburn and Lynxers, going toe-to-toe with one another, having to back away. And there goes a Blizzard, and that will be in favor of Dignitas. And a Graviton Surge is going to drop. That will be in favor of FaZe. And Numlock just gets pinned down because of that Blizzard as well. He's in a very bad spot, trapped in between this wall. And you know what? That is going to be a great clear. Look at Shadowburn just trying his best to keep holding back Drakius. And again, right, it's just those little things when you're able to pin someone down and force him into an uncomfortable situation. Luckily for Drakius, he had support.
Yeah, you know, it's Lynx, Drakius, and Artier able to hold that down for Dignitas, and they still have that Deadeye on their McCree, but now look for Too Easy to try and get behind enemy lines. The nano boost comes in from Ruckus, and they're going to try and break this.
They only really have this Deadeye here to work with. No ults just yet, but now it's going to be Too Easy as he pushes in, and now flying in with the Death Blossom, but gets stopped right there, gets flashed if I'm correct, and he will be discorded, but it won't even matter. Not discorded, but even then he just gets bionated. No health regeneration, no problem. Too Easy just continues moving this one forward along with his teammates, and that was a good clear from them. Bromas still holding on to that Deadeye. Very hard to deal with that Reinhardt shield, which will be down. He's going for it. He might try and make a shot happen, only able to get the support, but still, that's going to be a big win. Shadowburn now drops down that Blizzard, able to find this Arya and just stops her right in her tracks. And look at the players who are frozen here. This could be a win for FaZe.
Yeah, they focus down that Zarya, and now it's going to be FaZe trying to push through. They're going to trap the remaining of players from Dignitas inside that Graviton.
Earthshatter.
You see an Earthshatter come out from the side of Dig. Numlock able to take out 2 players. Shadowburn trying to stay alive near the payload, but a fantastic Earthshatter by Numlock swings the fight in Dignitas' favor.
It looked like a FaZe victory, but Dignitas were able to come out on top, and they dropped the Blizzard to boot to make sure no one gets through. That's going to be a hold, and FaZe gets 2 out of that one. But still, though, that was quite a battle in that last point. Really just well done defense from Dignitas. FaZe had some great ideas as well. It really just came down to those clutch situations. I have to say, man, just, again, very, very impressed with Dignitas going into the second game after how the first one started.
Yeah, and it was a big Earthshatter, right? I mean, it was a fantastic, Blizzard plus wall from Shadowburn, right? He's able to take out that Zarya. But once they start to push through and Reinhardt comes back in the mix, Bromas takes out the Lucio of FaZe with the Deadeye, and then the Earthshatter comes in from Numlocked, and Dignitas able to hold on.
All right, folks, as we get ready for this next one here, let us know who you think is going to take this one. Make sure you use a hashtag OW Open. Can FaZe win this one 2-0, or will Dignitas push this one forward to a game 3? And, I'm trying to remember who it was, but I believe one of our analysts did say that if FaZe didn't close this one out with a 2-0, that was not a good look for them, which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah, Internet Hulk, he was surprised that if FaZe did not 2-0 Dignitas, it was not looking good for FaZe moving forward. But obviously, FaZe going on the defensive side of things here. Dignitas still has a lot of work to do. They're going to be able to take this map, force the game 3. Game 3 would it be on Gibraltar? The only 3 maps in this series. Obviously, if you're just joining us, Lijiang Tower. First map went to FaZe, pretty commanding fashion, and then now adjusting map number 2, King's Row, where FaZe gets 2 points. You see how close they get to completing the map. Now Dignitas' turn on the attack.
Oh boy, this is going to be interesting here, folks. What is Dignitas going to do? What are they going to bust out to try and give themselves a quick cap to be able to progress this payload forward and add a lot of time on the clock here? FaZe is out of time. They have nothing to work with in their time bank. So but regardless, though, if Dignitas is able to get 3 points and they get it to that final part, right, the checkpoint, you can say this will be a 3-2 win here for Dignitas. In any case, let's go ahead and see what's up with Lynxers here, as he's hoping to be able to get a couple picks, and they're going to get this push happening right on the upper ground, and FaZe is going to let them move in here just a little bit, just realizing that they can go ahead and take this battle in the open space if need be. But look at Lynxers there. What a shot. Rockets just could not do anything there. And that is unfortunate for them because they're going to lose a huge support character. We've seen the impact that Ana has had throughout this entire competition, and Lynxers just continuing to do the damage to take advantage of those angles.
Yeah, and that's a huge pick because it seemed like FaZe is playing a little bit further back, trying to play for that nano boost. As soon as Ana drops, you're not able to do that. You lose a little bit of sustain, and now it's going to be Dignitas with a quickness taking this first point. Gonna get the payload as well. They're going to have nano boost and an Earthshatter to work with, so it could not go better for Dignitas here at the beginning.
Don't forget Bromos's Deadeye as well. Could really cause a lot of problems. Look for Linkser to be able to take advantage as well. And honestly, this has just been a... This is exactly what I said Dignitas needed to do. Come out strong out the gate, get that first point there, and just really add on to that time, take advantage of the opportunity provided to you. How is Dignitas going to approach this phase as well, trying to look for some answers? Zoms does have a Graviton Surge, but now you're going to have Numlock moving in there with that nano-boosted hammer just swinging away. Bromos able to take 2 with that Deadeye, and that is going to be 4 cleared. So now Too Easy and Shadowburn, the 2 DPS characters, realizing without support, we're just going to have to back away.
Yeah, and Dignitas going to be close to that Graviton Surge and Hanzo ult combination, so you would have that for this next fight, but looks like FaZe going to back all the way up. They may have one more chance to push this, as you see Reinhardt, Factor of Fiction coming around the corner, and it looks like FaZe is going to contest this.
All right, well, now the happy, oh my goodness, Linkser's going to drop his ult, able to pick up 2 there, looking for some more, but he's going to get pinned. That's unfortunate, and that will be a quick clear there. Bromos, though, was able to drop Factor Fiction for himself, and that will be a checkpoint. So despite good effort there, it still gave Dignitas the cap, and they're going to add even more time. A 5-minute, 34-second hold
like
for FaZe is going to be hard.
It's like an eternity that Dig has to work with here. Andres is doing a good job getting that healing from a distance. Makes Ana so strong that she's able to charge her ult so fast, able to do the healing from behind cover. You saw it there in that last point. Now it's going to be Dignitas moving the payload. Numlock has that Earth Shatter, went big on the defensive side of things with it. Can he make it work here on the offense?
Not looking for the opportunity that they were looking for. Numlock just gets shredded right away. I mean, he got hit with that bio grenade and just could not do anything at that point. Toxican wants to get something as well, but it really will not come down to much here, as Dignitas is going to have to back away, realizing without Numlock, without our lead blocker, so to speak, to use a football term, it's going to be hard, right? They just need to be able to work together and now push this one forward. And again, I've been liking Linkser on this Hanzo, man. He's been doing a lot of work. He's been making it happen. He's probably looking to be able to build up to that Dragon Strike as well, and probably coordinate with Toxican when the time is right.
Yeah, it seems to be what they're trying to plan. They're going to back out because Factor Fiction's going to actually be nano boosted as Reinhardt. Too Easy trying to get around the corner, use the Deadeye, not able to pick up anybody with it, but forces Dignitas all the way back. Now going to be Dignitas coming on an offensive. They're going to have the Hanzo ult, they're going to have the nano boost and sound barrier as well, so you expect them to use a lot of these here.
Here we go, folks. A lot of action here as Linksers and Numlock pick off 2, but our tier can't stay alive, so they're going to lose out on that Lucio. But it won't matter because Dignitas come out on top with this one, and just look there, right? He's able to get that vision, knowing when they're going to push up. Surely they know that they have to push up through the right side. Maybe that's where he drops that Dragon Strike. But look here now, you're going to have the Dragon Strike out there, and this could very well be it if they're not careful. Toxican, though, is going to get dropped. Luckily, they're going to have that Bow Grenade from Ana to continue to heal them. Numlock continuing to swing away as well. Zoms is going to get dropped there, and Shadowburn picks up 2. And this is not looking too good here for Dignitas. He's trying, Artier's trying to keep his team in this one, though, as best he possibly can. But he's going to lose that tank. They do have Toxican pushing up, but this is a disengage written all over it for Dignitas. Not much they could really do here, and they have so much time to work with.
Yeah, and FaZe switches over, some of their heroes to ones that they can get back to the payload a little bit faster. That's why you see D.Va come out. Too Easy switches originally to Bastion for that last one, gets taken out right away. Now goes over to Tracer. So we'll see if they stick with this comp. It's actually making Factor Fiction switching over to Winston. So a little bit more of an aggressive comp coming out here for FaZe. You're going to have Genji and Zenyatta as well. No Ana on the side of FaZe, so they're going to be running with a Lucio as well. So he will not have the nano boost.
Interesting. They're looking basically to be able to just outmaneuver them. And of course, Lucio's healing is phenomenal. So the sound barrier is a great survival tool as well. Too Easy's going to go in there. He's going to drop one. That will be post bomb. Nothing for that one though. And now look at Too Easy, the way he's just trying to focus on these supports and playing the back lines. This is going to be a very stressful situation here for Drakius because he knows that there's just not much he could do. He has to focus on his teammates, and Too Easy's able to pick up that kill. And that's going to be yet another stop here. Now the Graviton Surge is out. This is looking really good for Dignitas. They're able to get the clear now. Can Shadowburn and Too Easy do it? No, they can't. And Dignitas are going to be able to get 3 and take game number 2. We're going to, what was our final map?
Gibraltar.
Gibraltar. So I did not write it down, but you know what? Doesn't matter because this has been an incredible series thus far.
Yeah, you know, I'm sat right next to, you know, the Dignitas team, and you can just hear them. As soon as they get that first pick in a fight, they're all screaming, all hyped up, just pushing forward, bringing the aggression of FaZe. And right there, you know, it's Too Easy and Shadowburn trying to stay alive at the end. Just could not make it work. You know, Too Easy goes all the way out. He tries to take out the Ana on the opposing team, gets her, but the rest of his Dignitas is like pushed up over by the payload. Couldn't really get back in time to make a play.
Yeah, I was really focused on what Too Easy was doing because it really looked like he was, you know, he was really trying to just focus down on supports, of course, do the job that Tracer is needed, right? Like, she is a great flanking hero. Too Easy, great at that role as well, just plays it to a T, but really, it just boiled down to a really well-timed Graviton surge as well that just stopped any kind of momentum that Too Easy and her crew were able to pick up, that FaZe were able to pick up. And then at that point, it was just curtains for FaZe. And now we're going to be going to Game 3, and this is kind of what we were talking about before, right? Where it was believed that if FaZe weren't able to close it out in 2-0, this could be a little concerning for this squad. But, you know, I mean, I just think a lot of people are maybe selling Dignitas short.
Well, I mean, Dig, you know, they come in, obviously, they have some role swaps, wasn't working out for them that well. You know, a lot of just kind of, usually when a team is just not really kind of set in their own roles coming into an event, usually, obviously, you would favor a team with talent like FaZe going up against them, but Dignitas seems like they're starting to click, starting to put things together. It got better towards the end of that first control point on Lijiang Tower. Then you saw it get really good there on map number 2, King's Row. FaZe has to be very nervous coming into this final map.
Yeah, this is, and when you get shellacked in Game 1, the way that Dignitas got beat up, like there's only one way to go, right? Up. You just have to set that one behind you.
I know they're owned by the Sixers now. They looked like the Sixers in Game number 1.
Oh. Brutal. But you know what, though, has been very impressive.
I actually think the Sixers are going to be great this year.
Look at this play right here. Look what May is able to do. It has to be frustrating to play against someone like that. We praise Siegel for the mechanical ability that he has with May, but Lynx are basically doing the same thing there and just dancing. You know, like you just got to be happy with that. Again, the I think it's just
say endothermic blaster 3 times fast.
Endothermic blaster, endothermic blaster,
Can't do it. Can't do it.
Yeah, I really can't say a lot of things, so, you know, so it doesn't.
And she just has a lot to work with in the toolkit, right, man?
Ice gun. Ice gun works.
I mean, just a secondary fire, able to shoot those projectiles at range. They do a ton of damage. You know, you stop some of those flanking heroes up close with the primary fire. And then obviously you're able to get into that ice block, stay alive, heal yourself, and then put up walls. It's a great stalling mechanic. And then I know throughout the entire weekend we've talked about how effective the walls are. You know, separating on the defensive side, like separating the offensive teams, trying to make a push, you know, catching 2 or 3 players on one side of the wall. You're able to focus them down, take them out. Then we saw it in the last series, you know, you drop down a wall, save your teammates from fire coming in from the opponent. So many different uses. We've seen it with boosts for teammates, right? So a lot of different uses that May can be, you know, viable in all different types of comps on the offensive or defensive end. But it's going to be game number 3, Watch Point Gibraltar. It's going to be FaZe versus Dignitas. Excited to get into this one. Golden Boy, FaZe, their backs against the wall. They come into this one, you know, pretty clear-cut favorite. Dignitas, a lot of, you know, role changes recently, making a very nice showing here in their first match.
Yeah, I mean, both sides really, you know, with the really just the presence that FaZe had on King of the Hill, or excuse me, Control, Koth, as the players have called it as well, you know, with just the way that they just pushed them to the limit on that one. FaZe looked phenomenal, but then Dignitas with a brilliant hold at the end against FaZe's unrelenting attack. And now they were able to just bring it right back. They're still in this one, folks. Dignitas could very well take it. We could see FaZe going down to the lower bracket. Or will FaZe be able to answer back here? We've seen a lot of unique holds, you know, as far as like just holding down the spawn room side, right? Really letting them progress that payload forward, realizing you just want to be able to just have presence up front because you want to get back into the battle as soon as possible.
You can do it, Hog. There you go.
You can do it, Fat Man, I believe. And are we going to see some Himsy hooks here? Because at this point, Himsy is the gold standard of which we hold, you know, all Roadhog players to moving forward. And he is just such a phenomenal player. We'll see him later on today, of course. But now it's going to be Lynxer's time to shine here as he's going to just push up right in the face of Zoms, looking to get a hook there and just get in the face, but gets pinned in turn, trying to stay alive as he gets just absolutely whacked with the hammer. But luckily for him, had some support from his fellow Zarya. That will be Toxicant, and they are able to get that one really quick. Add a lot of time to that scoreboard. Dignitas looking good.
Yeah, and I tell you what, Lynx with some fantastic hooks there at the beginning. That probably is even faster in favor of Dignitas, but on the other side, Zoms putting some nice barriers on teammates that were getting hooked. But Dignitas takes that first point with ease, and you see his teammates going to try and focus on that high ground, get control of the bridge. It's a very crucial position if you want to push through.
And this is a very tough attacking phase here, folks. I mean, defense can hold this one out. We've seen teams pretty much stall it out completely. It's a challenge, right? It's a challenge for the attacking team. But you know what? Dignitas, though, they're pushing up wonderfully. And just look at that Earth Shatter that just brought him down. Numlock with brilliant work, but not today, Bromas. You just had to get stopped in your tracks. Fact or fiction, he had other plans. Too easy with the Reaper, looking to shut him out. And that's going to be a hold for the defense. FaZe doing a great job here.
It'll be interesting how FaZe plays this on the defensive side of things. They're going to play more focused around the payload. They're going to try and get that top carrier control. You can see it looks like they're going to play over towards that payload. They're actually going to try and move their way up top. You can see Lucio on your screen, through that X-ray. Moving up towards this top. Bromas in position to make a big play, though, here.
And you notice that player who was sleeping there, right, taking a little nap. Typically, you don't want to focus that player because you just want him out of the battle completely. And that was a smart play from Bromas as they push up. Now there comes the Death Blossom, but not today, too easy. You can't pull a Vods off, and he will fall. And this is going to be Dignitas rolling this one forward off the spawn here. You could potentially have Fact Fiction pushing up, but I think they should be able to get this. Yes, they do. That's going to be 2 points.
And we've seen Reaper's Death Blossom just make some huge plays over the whole weekend, but now I feel like without Nano Boost with it, I mean, unless you're just hiding behind enemy lines, catch them completely off guard, these teams are so talented, they're able to sustain right through it.
Bromas looking for an opportunity here. And of course, Lynxer trying to get those hooks, trying to just disrupt the enemy defense now. And also, I just got to give a huge shout out to Numlock, who's just had some incredible plays on tank, right? Here it goes, though. Bromas moving in. He's going to find one. That's going to be a good stop for him, just taking out a very game Raucous there, who had a nano boost as well. Keep that in mind, right? That does change the fight quite a bit. Now the nano boost is going to drop for Numlock, trying to keep teammates alive, but Numlock says, no, you're not going anywhere. Finds one, looks for the double, and that's
poor
going to be a
Lucio.
clear.
Lucio just trying to play some music there, just gets beat with the hammer of Numlocked. It's going to be Dignitas continuing to move the payload with relative ease here. And
all he wants to do is play music.
Yeah, all he's trying to do is play some tunes, man. Just leave the man alone. But Link's going to have that whole hog. You're going to have that Zarya Graviton Surge as well. So that's great here on the last point to just trap people in the spawn. It's going to be whole hog of Lynx pushing forward, though, trying to take out targets on the side of FaZe. Not coming up with anybody, but it's going to be Token able to get two. And now it's going to be Numlock pushing forward as well. Taken out too easy. It's going to be FaZe trying to hold on here.
And that was a pretty good read from FaZe, not to get into the thick of things, but unfortunately for them, it doesn't seem like that was working out because they did end up getting cleared. And now another Earth Shatter, another Numlock Earth Shatter, people. He has been playing out of his mind, and Dignitas are going to be able to pick up 3 with plenty of time left on the clock.
That is not good for FaZe. FaZe, it seems like, the nerves like really trying to set in here. Your first match, obviously, both teams. But look how calm and collected Dignitas looks right here.
I don't even think it was nerves, man. I just think Dignitas, they had a plan. They stuck with the plan. Numlocked, he had some incredible Earth Shatters. You can't really argue with that, right?
Oh, no, they played amazing.
They just didn't have an answer. And really just the way that they were able to keep everyone away from the fight. I just kind of want to touch back on that Zarya play at the end there because, you had Lynxer come out with that whole hog and he wasn't able to pick up any kills. But what he was able to do was just drain health, right? And he separated they separated them completely. They weren't able to work together. One of two things could have happened there, right? They could have been thrown together and just get absolutely obliterated, or they would have just, exactly as you saw, just been separated completely. And just look at that final Earth Shatter, right? Just stopping Too Easy and Zoms from doing anything. And again, Too Easy with Genji, you're able to just fly around and just stay up as much as you possibly can. Just wasn't really happening there. Wow, just really well done. From
and Toxicin was a big part for Dignitas as well on Zarya, doing a nice job. I mean, every time we saw him, he was all charged up, 90 to 100. Just did a fantastic job just collecting that damage and then outputting it. But you see Numlock making some big plays as Reinhardt during that one. Now it's going to be FaZe's turn to go on the offensive. See, on the side of Dignitas, they're going to go with McCree, Zarya, Reinhardt, Mei, Lucio, and Ana. So they're going to have that nano boost. See who they give that to. Most likely it's going to be Numlocked on Reinhardt. On the side of FaZe, they're going to run a Roadhog. Too Easy is going to be on that. Look for him to try and get those picks. And they're not going to go with a Lucio. So very interesting. Lucio is a hero that's typically in most, if not all, team compositions in Overwatch. Just does a fantastic job with his AoE heal and speed boost. Such a crucial part. They're not going to have that at the beginning.
Seems like they really want to be able to discord and focus, right? That is definitely what Forsaken's Zenyatta brings to the table here, and maybe you can get some good Shadowburn plays as well potentially. I mean, who knows what they're really going to try and aim for here is Too Easy and company. Too Easy just wants to get those hooks. He wants to be able to disrupt as much as he possibly can. Continue to progress his payload.
I love when you see like Roadhog just trying to get sneaky. It's like he's such a large target. Like they definitely see you behind that box up there, buddy. But it's going to be FaZe trying to push underneath the bridge. Shadowburn leading the charge, and he's going to be nano boosted. He's going to fly in, put down a lot of shots on Zarya, trying to connect with a kill. He's going to be able to take out Toxicin and Numlock. 2 big kills, taking out the tanks of Dignitas, and now it's FaZe with a very good offensive push here. The Deadeye comes in from Bromas, picks up 2. Linkser picks up 1 as well, but it should be FaZe pushing forward with the payload.
Did you see right there, Raucus actually put Bromas to sleep while he was in Deadeye state. So that was just so excellently done because Shadowburn realized that you had a teammate with barely any shields remaining in Reinhardt and Shadowburn exposed. That could have gone bad, but it was really well done. Anyway, this payload is so close to getting there, but Dignitas were able to get at the last second bodies on the ground in front of the payload, and now they're just going to try and push them back. FaZe is waiting again for another opportunity to attack here, and maybe Raucus just tries to coordinate with Shadowburn to go for the Death Blossom.
Oh, they got to disengage. I mean, they got teammates dropping left and right. There's some Raucus putting down some shots here with Ana, but his teammates trapped behind the wall, tries to connect with the Bio-Nade, trying to get that healing through the ice wall, just does not connect. Now it's going to force FaZe disengage. Go all the way back out. They have a lot to work with, though, right? I mean, they have Too Easy with the whole hog. They're getting very close to a Graviton Surge. And then now Shadowburn, Raucus with their ultimates. Look to see those comboed. Try and break open this Dignitas defense.
Shadowburn just needs to be careful because as soon as he goes down, I mean, I can only imagine a Numlock is waiting for him, to do that, right? To dive in with it if they decide to go that route. Here they go. He's going to fall down. Death Blossom is going to come, but he ends up getting bubbled by the Zarya. That was so well done. Zombs timed that. He timed it wonderfully, and that was such a great synergy between those heroes. I have to say right there, those little details in Overwatch make me appreciate this game so much. But despite that, though, despite that effort, Dignitas, they were there for the read yet again, and they get the stop. But man, that could have been brutal for Dignitas if FaZe were able to get that off.
And now FaZe with only a minute to go. They need to come up with a big play. Shadowburn's going to switch over, go with the tried and trusted Genji. And Zom's going to have that Graviton Surge on Zarya. Don't have the Dragon Blade, obviously, because Shadowburn just switches over to Genji. But Numlock has the Earth Shatter. Linkser has that Blizzard. So look for those 2 abilities to actually probably be saved when Raucus uses that Nano boost. They're 2 abilities that are great to take out Nano, and it's actually Linker's using that Blizzard to stay alive through the Graviton, but it's going to be FaZe picking up some kills, trying to get on the offensive.
You know, one thing that I noticed too is FaZe put so much into that last fight, and it was do or die. Just, again, very well done. They needed that win so bad, or else they would have been held off. Fact Fiction showing up big, and really, when in doubt, just get Shadowburn back on that Genji to do the business. And now they're going to be able to continue to fight through this one. But again, folks, I mean, time is of the essence, right? Because if they are able to get those 3 caps, they have to be very concerned about all that time that Dignitas has to be able to get a point.
Yeah, we can talk about some hero changes here in the middle of the game. Too Easy was on Roadhog earlier. Now you see him here on McCree. On the side of Dig, we're going to see Soldier come out from Broma. So Soldier just trying to put down a lot of damage at range.
And this is the very contemporary 2 tank, 2 support, 2 DPS comp that a lot of players have grown to love in Overwatch. But here we go. Shadowburn, though, able to find 2. He's got going to have that Dragon Blade. That's going to be a third kill for him. Maybe looking for another one, perhaps. That will be a discorded Zarya, who just could not stand toe-to-toe with the burn, feel the burn, and they are able to get this one, progressing this forward.
And he is so good on, like, Genji. It was a question, like, why even go away from it? Like, right? I mean, he's so talented. It's going to be Dignitas here. So trying to get onto the point, trying to contest here. His FaZe trying to get to this second checkpoint. It's going to be Shadowburn on Genji, dashing through opponents, trying to stay alive. Gets connected with on the Earth Shatter, but it doesn't seem like they take him out right away. Finally, he is dealt with. It's going to be a Dignitas hold. Fantastic team kill there, coming out of Dig.
Bromas, man, I mean, great shots from him. Also, that again, Numlocked with yet another big Earth Shatter, because if you allow Shadowburn to have his way in the back lines, you're asking for trouble. So they had to shut that one down as soon as they possibly could, because he was going to go on a tear. And I like this as well, right? They're protecting Bromas. They're giving him opportunity to be able to get some shots off and do some work. But here comes that nano-boosted Reinhardt, as well as Bromas dropping down here. Numlock looking for it. He's trying. But you know what, though? I have to give credit where credit is due to Raucus trying to just stay alive with that bio nade, but it was just not enough in that particular juncture. And this is going to be yet another Dignitas hold. 52 seconds left on the clock here. If Dignitas do this, they will take this series and I'm sure shock our analysts for sure.
Yeah, and they're doing a good job controlling the high ground. FaZe is going to have to figure out a way to just break through the Dignitas setup. 39 seconds left. You're going to have Shadowburn with that Dragon Blade. Too easy. He's going to have the Deadeye. They do have Nano Boost as well. So here you're going to see Shadowburn with Nano and Dragon Blade come through, trying to take out backline players. He's going to get pinned down and taken out. Big play there from Numlocked as he's able to get two. FaZe crumbling here. 20 seconds left. Dignitas, all they need is this hold.
This was so well done. I mean, Fact Fiction was really causing a lot of problems in the back lines with that Reinhardt, but it really just came down to shutting down that nano-boosted Genji. And look at that, man. Just hold that. You ain't gonna go and help your teammates. What do you think you're doing there, son? That is gonna do it. Dignitas get the W with authority, and you gotta be so proud of this team because they came out here, basically everyone's saying it was FaZe 2-0. Dignitas had other plans.
Big plays from everybody on Dignitas, especially Numlocked. I thought he was fantastic the last two maps, making some big plays as Reinhardt right there. Shadowburn dives in at the end, nano boosted with the Dragon Blade. He hits him with the Earth Shatter, pins him against the wall, takes him out, and FaZe just couldn't get anything going there in the final seconds.
You know, a great control team for sure. Really was hoping, I would imagine, that they would set the tone for the series, right? As they just dominated on control, and certainly something that Dignitas does need to go back and look at, because I'm sure a lot of these other teams are going to say, well, you know what? FaZe handled them easily on that. Maybe we just avoid, you know, taking it to too many payload maps altogether, whether it be hybrid or, you know, or really anything besides control. Focus them on that one potentially. I don't know, but I'm just absolutely shocked with how well done that was executed by Dignitas. Numlocked, man, he's my boy. I love that guy.
You know, FaZe looked absolutely amazing on Lijiang Tower in map number 1. You know, Shadowburn, too easy, just did a fantastic job on Genji and Tracer. And then one